Okay, and we're live! So, hello and welcome everyone to Shadows over Emberhold.
Wait. Are you sure we're live?
I am 50%
Are you positive?
Are you positive, Jordan?
I am almost 50%.
Thank you, good enough for the follow. We need more followers.
I am about 57.2% live.
We're only 50% live. You're not sure you're live?
We might be alive.
You know, it still helps if we could see the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll run the chat. It's cool.
So,
I am.
welcome to Shadows of Emberhold, a Dungeons and Dragons live stream where me and a bunch of my friends play Dungeons and Dragons, madness, chaos, and all kinds of hijinks ensue. I'm your Dungeon Master.
Jordan.
Hijinks.
Jordan.
Hijinks.
Jordan.
What's wrong with hijinks?
Hijinks.
I like the word.
Hijinks is what is wrong with the word hijinks.
I love the word hijinks. It's a great word. Anyway,
After last week,
what?
I can't stop correcting your English now. I've got to keep going.
Anyway, I am your Dungeon Master, Jordan Smee, and with me I have two of my four players. We have Alan, and we have new player Tom.
Tom
So, with
that
all
was
of...
the campus thing I've never seen, Tom.
well, there we go.
My wave wasn't much better. It was like...
There's nothing like good old jazz hands to get the mood going.
Oh, that's great.
I did my... Ooh. That's weird. That does not want to work. Wait, 1 second. Deleting one object. Oh, things broke. My tabletop broke. Oh, it doesn't want to do anything now. Oh.
I'm just doing some
Technical difficulties.
Well,
Tom, you're a bad luck charm. We've already
shit, that music's loud.
Okay. Well, that wasn't meant to happen. The fudge? My tabletop broke. It's like physically stopped. We'll be right back once I fix tabletop. Okay,
Good job,
Tom,
Jordan.
it's your fault.
Good
It's your
job.
fault, Tom. You broke the stream. Okay,
GG.
1 second. Back in.
If you abuse it, I'll kick you out of the mod group.
I won't abuse it.
Okay, apologies for that. Everything didn't want to work for that. So we'll go back to what I was. No, that's my English. Okay, stop bullying me. Anyway.
Fun.
So, back to what I was saying. So, for everyone who is new here, welcome to the stream. Apologies for the technical difficulty. We haven't had any for a while, so it's actually kind of rare.
It's Tom's fault.
It's Tom's fault. We'll all blame Tom.
I am the go-to bad luck charm, as per.
So,
Open.
where we left off last week,
Great.
the party had entered the Temple of Clarity, a temple dedicated to the hero of Wintershold, who had slain a ancient blue dragon in order to save the town. Upon entering, the party struggled to find their way past this double door that seemingly would not open even with excessive force. They tried kicking it, punching it, hitting it with a great axe. Nothing seemed to work. Eventually, the move dog found some loot and managed to blow up a arcane rune. And after leaving that room, they gave it a second shot and found they had to give up a item of personal value.
Can we just comment on the fact that that arcane rune was my fault? I threw Lewis at an explosive rune.
Yes, he threw it at an explosive rune, which was probably not a great idea.
I didn't
Anyway,
know that was an explosive rune.
Anyway,
Tom's being scolded by his mother.
So
you leave my mother out of this.
After each of the party members gave up a item of personal value, they were attacked by a series of city guards, along with a knight who seemingly was ordered to go to have them killed by the Jarl. After escaping from the majority of the guard and making their way through the door, they found themselves to a huge, empty and decayed chamber. From there, our Dragonborn found a small pedestal with what looked to be a imprint hole for a key of some sort, and the rest of the party started to explore the rest of the. I keep changing the audio. The rest of the temple, eventually making their way across to a large section of the room, where a large shrine or statue dedicated to the champion himself was erected. Once our Dragonborn hero, once Kevin came back and managed to get into the room, a ancient spectral blue dragon was emerged from the statue itself, and asked if Kevin could verify that he was now the new wielder of the blade that once held his form. However, the demon that inhabited his blade did not agree to this, and after some conflict, we now have a new.
We killed the demon in spectacular fashion.
They killed the demon, and Kevin has now got an upgraded version of his sword, glaive, with the spirit of the dragon now residing inside, along with the spirit of the hero who had saved Wintersword. So, that's where we left off, and it's also where we pick up. So, as you all recline and kind of relax from the battle that just ensued, most of you kind of tending to your wounds. Akil is currently breathing incredibly heavy with a lot of cuts and bruises and is essentially on the verge of death. Kimmin goes over, gives him some first aid, and manages to actually kind of help him in a sense to recover, but he still is incredibly injured. With the piles of ashes on the floor from where the demon once was, you are now left alone in this empty chamber. So, what do you, the party, wish to do?
Apologise.
No worries.
Wait, no.
There you go. Nice. I'm going to move towards the front of the chamber and search the chest to see if there's anything within.
You look inside the chests, and you see there are several pieces of gold and jewellery, which are seemingly offerings to the hero as a sign of offer of protection. Other than that, there's nothing of there's no weaponry in there. There's no magical items in there. There's nothing of immense value to you.
Do the mental contact to the voice in the glaive and be like, "You mind if I take these?"
You kind of reach back, and the voice you'd heard previously now has split into two. So you hear the voice. You hear the voice of the hero, and mixed in, you also hear the voice of the dragon. Well, seeing as I'm now in the blade, there's not much I can do. However, there's not much I could have done anyway.
Well, you were a ghost, so...
The treasure is yours. As long as they believe it offers them any protection, that's all that matters.
It will buy more protection for me, so... And by protecting me, I'm protecting you. Therefore... protecting the dragon is the important bit here. It's all for the greater good.
It's all for the greater
I'm
good.
gonna scoop up all of the gold and the jewellery.
Okay, so you scoop up all the gold and the jewellery. Overall, you collected about 200 gold pieces worth of gold and jewellery. As it kind of... You pick apart...
I'll slowly bring that treasury back up after a kill. Definitely didn't steal all of everyone's money.
But, of course, there is all you can find. Eventually, after kind of rummaging through, you all start. You see that Bingo starts to head out and heads back into the main chamber. Akil and Kimin follow him, and eventually, most of the party find their ways back to the main chamber, leaving you on your own, kind of with chests at your disposal.
I'll just look around and be like, well, that was rude, and follow them.
Yep. So, as you make your way out of the temple chamber and back to the main segment of the structure, you hear the sounds of gears moving, and a form rushes towards you from the corridor. Viscera, or Viscera.
Yes.
You are rushing through the corridor, having just made it through the door. You walk through, and luckily you have dark vision, so this is quite easy to navigate through. But the room you see in front of you is decayed. There are large sections of this stonework and marble etched embroidery which have just been crumbled and broken down. There are large sections of stone which have just been brought to the floor. And as you make your way forward and actually get to this segment of the temple, you find yourself out of the eyesight of the group you had seen prior. Bayan is still with them, but you see that they are slowly started to make their way out of what looks to be a very eroded section of the actual temple. You heard the sounds of battle, but you didn't know where the source was, and you assume they were the source.
I realise I'm on quite low health after that fight.
You are. So you kind of walk forward. You're still out of sight. You can announce your presence to all of them. They're still currently getting forward, and you see the large half-orc is currently kind of got the large half currently helping the what looks to be a shark man walk. And there seems to be just a few people kind of here and there. You see a small halfling is currently leading the group, robe over his head. Bane's currently to the side, talking to another small gnome.
I think I'll announce myself.
Okay, so as the rest of the party kind of make their way forward and kind of get to where they need to be, about to head up the staircase, what do you say to the party?
I come out and question their presence and why they're here.
So it comes forward and questions directly towards the party, towards you all. What are you going to say?
I'm going to answer with, well, we came down here, we were led by a Bayan down here, and found a magical door, and of course, with any magical door, you go through it. And when we go through it, we found, I'm gonna break out of immersion there and talk to you meta-wise, Jordan. Is there any way of summoning a projection of the dragon to demonstrate what we were doing here?
I'd say you could probably, I'd say you could probably try.
Okay, back into immersion mode. Let me just demonstrate here, and I'm going to slam the glaive into the ground and attempt to.
So you bring the glaive out, and Sarah, you see that as he brings out this weapon, there is a basically like a dragon's head, mouth open, eyes aglow with blue electrical energy that seems to surge from the eyes. There's a kind of backdrift. The actual blade itself is surging with blue lightning bolts as he brings out this weapon and slams it into the ground. The ground beneath it starts to shake and glow a very bright blue, and then from it a large spectral ancient blue dragon emerges and looks towards the dragonborn and goes, "What have you summoned me for?"
Oh, I just wanted to show you to this guy, to show him what we were doing here, and I'll add to what's your character's name, Tom?
Viscera.
I'm gonna talk to Viscera and just say we were banishing a demon that once lived within this glaive. Chain Devil killed him. Easy fight. Didn't stand a chance. This guy now is like all cool and stuff.
And you see the dragon, this spectral dragon, just kind of seems to move forward, get on his hind legs, just kind of sits beside this dragonborn and looks towards you, like eyes pierced into your like very soul, and goes towards you. "And why did you wish to understand my presence?"
That just doesn't sound terrifying at all, does it?
Not at all.
And he just kind of looks at you. You see that there's like a small lightning bolts just seem to flicker across this form. He just looks towards you. The glow, kind of, it's very spectral and very
well, he is a ghost, so I'm assuming he'd be quite spectral and supernatural.
Yeah, it kind of just looks towards you.
I ask that my parents made that door, and I was wondering how they knew about it.
Well, seeing as I am now bound to the weapon of this interesting being, this temple is not unknown. I've been stowed here for many years and seen many traverse. And just kind of seems to look at you again.
The dragon sounds really bored of this conversation already.
He does.
He's just kind of like, I don't know why I'm here. And then
I'm
gonna
hold forward the glaive and just be like, this is the
just want to show off
champion's
your new dragon, don't you?
I do. This is the champion's blade, and well, basically beforehand, as I said, it was possessed by a demon, and we came here to cleanse the blade of the demonish taint it had on it.
And you see that, Viscera, from your past experience, and you've lived and grown up with the legends of the hero of Winter's Hold. You've heard stories of this hero who could call forth the spirit of an ancient dragon and would use him in battle. The blade, in the legends, would pulse with fire and would strike down any with what most would call a divine light. Although this blade that's currently being shown does hold a small resemblance in the blade of legend. So you feel as though there is truth behind his words.
I am going to do a cool twizzle and sheath the blade on my back and call the dragon back as I do it.
Yeah, and as you bring the blade out, the energy from the ground dissipates and the dragon's form slowly dematerializes and kind of sinks back into the blade.
I've got a cool idea, Jordan. Do you reckon I could get Kim in to put the dragon soul into a crystal and I could have a mini dragon golem pet?
I don't know. It's
cool.
bound to your blade in a stone that is embedded in your sword.
I could use that to make a golem and have a dragon golem.
You said you can't move the stone from the sword
knows?
to the...
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. And Kevin, you see that this person in front of you is... You know what their name is, and you haven't really seen one. You recognize it as a tiefling. And you see that this particular one has two horns that kind of protrude from just above his forehead and kind of curl up and round. He's wearing what looks to be what would have been very regal and royal clothing, but over time has kind of matted and has gotten quite dirty from where you would assume he's been one of the refugees as well as this crisis. He still holds his royal stature, but there is a different side to this person that seems slightly broken.
So what about you then? What's your story? Why are you here?
Well, I just watched my family get executed one by one by this new Jarl. And I want to follow you.
I just saw two of my friends executed by him recently as well. Turns out he's not a Jarl, he is actually an archdevil. Very powerful, quite painful to get hit by. Wouldn't recommend. 0 out of 10.
No, I was not planning it. Not yet, anyway.
No.
But I will get my revenge.
We should gain our strength before taking him on again.
And I would like to ask for you and your party's help in
I am cool with
fighting
that.
Jarl.
I'd like to avenge our two compatriots. I wouldn't really call them friends, but they were travelling with us.
Kimmy kind of pops up with this situation and goes, "So we're bringing a demon to kill a demon. I don't understand the logic in this."
You fight fire with fire.
She kind of runs over to you and kind of looks at your horns and kind of... And where did you get those?
I got them when I was making my pact with the demon people.
The demon people?
That I can't remember the name of.
Okay, so you made a deal with a demon. Okay, you're great, okay. And she kind of runs off. She's like, I have no idea why I'm still here.
I love this. You've to make her into a...
Yeah.
So, just wondering, who's Kimmy?
Kimmin is, you look at her now, she's a small halfling. She's currently got what looks to be a small blue crystal in her hand. Quite well dressed, however, a lot like the others, there are cuts and tears from where you can tell she's been in battle. You can also feel a very, very not faint, but very strong magical aura emanating from her.
So like the opposite of fate, you know?
Yes. For God's sakes. Shush. So yeah, and from what you can tell, she is an arcane user. However, her magic seems to be different in contrast to yours.
I think almost everyone in the party is a magic.
Yeah. However, of course, you've all got like faint magic. Hers is she's been trained with
Well, I'm
magic.
assuming I'm pretty magical now, as I've got this glaive that's imbued with 2 different spirits and elemental power.
Yeah. But yeah, so she kind of looks to you, she's like, I have no idea. I have no idea.
I have
and then,
no words.
And Ben looks forward and is kind of like, Ah! Viscera! What are you doing here? I thought you were meant to be back at the refugee camp. I set you up so you could guide everyone. They're not going to be able to survive without you.
I saw a group of suspicious people. Those suspicious people are obviously you. But I did not know that at the time. And I was wondering where they were going and my curiosity got the best of me. So I followed.
That's fine, just... I don't know, next time, if you see some suspicious people, let them be. You never know, we could have killed you. I mean, we wouldn't have. Just be careful, I know your family died, but you don't have to go be reckless now.
My friend here might have killed you, though. Good thing you didn't sneak up on us. I put my hand on Cal's shoulder.
And Cal just kind of looks at you and goes... He kind of gives an eye towards Ben. And looks back towards you and he goes... So close. Yeah.
He really wants to kill Bayan and Kimmin.
So yeah, so he's kind of like... You're currently just standing there in the room. What are you going to do now that you have this new member of your party? Bingo's kind of just observing some of the parts of the...
Bingo doesn't talk, by the way. Steven's character just doesn't talk.
Yeah. Kevin, you know there is another pedestal up here, which features what looks to be a indent or something.
I'm going to wander over there and see if I can stick the blade of the glaive in there. So that sounds like the obvious thing to do here.
Yeah, you wander over, everyone kind of follows along, as they don't really have any much direction in this kind of vicinity. And you wander up onto the top of the pedestal. As you make your way up, and you see there is another set of double doors further along from the pedestal. In the center of the door, there is a small gold coin, and in the pedestal where you are, there is another gold coin that kind of flick up and then points towards that further door.
I'm going to walk over and try and open it then, obviously.
So yeah, so you move over to the next door, try and pull it, it doesn't budge.
Is it a push door?
You push it, does not budge. There is just a...
Always be sure to check.
Yeah, there is just a gold coin in the center of the door.
I'm gonna go and take the gold coin from the pedestal, put it against the gold coin on the door.
So as you go take the coin out, and you go to push it and then kind of bring it out, as you push it, the coin seems to go backwards. Further into the door.
I'm now going to try and open the door again.
So you try to open the door still does not budge. You push the coin a little bit into the door. Just enough where you're going to try and like push it and then kind of grab it out, but...
I'm just going to push it all the way in, see if I can get how far I can get in.
You keep pushing and then you hear a... And you instantly take your finger back as 2 little shutters, and in the center is a keyhole.
A keyhole.
I'm going to turn to Viscera and be like, well, if your parents made that door back there, I'm assuming they made this one as well. So, pray tell, and gesture to the door.
I heard them talk of a door that needed a key.
Well, there is quite obviously a door that needed a key here.
Ben pops up and goes,
however, I do not know the location of this key.
You got a key earlier when we were in the mansion. Remember? You went down into the basement. You burnt the place down.
I did, didn't I?
Yes.
I'll attempt to use that key on the door because I thought that was the key for something in them. This is why I should write things down.
This is why you should take notes. It's important. Anyway, you take the copper key out, and you push it into
I
the
will
lock,
open a blank word
and
document.
it does fit. And as you turn it, you hear a click, and then another click, and then a series of cogs start to turn, and the door in front of you starts to open. You all move inside, and I'm trying to think. Let me quickly get all everyone into here. As you all move in, kind of Carol being the last one in, the doors behind you slam shut, and you hear the cogs then start clicking into place, and you hear the lock go again.
Well, that was unnecessary.
Yeah, as the cogs stop, you hear another set of cogs start again. And then you hear what sounds like running water.
Oh, is the room going to start filling up with water?
You don't know. You're currently in a long corridor that heads up to what seems to be... There's a staircase and it heads up to like a plateau.
With the sound of running water, I immediately don the hood of the cloak of the manta ray.
Yep.
Intelligent choice there.
Yep.
Get me water breathing abilities up.
Yep. So, So what are you doing? You're running forward?
I was going to say, and then I'm going to... Yeah,
we all just go to the plateau.
Yeah, you all run forward and you all manage to get up to the plateau. Some of you are still on the staircase. And you now see that in the four corners of the room, rushing water is now just gushing in. And you see that as the water is coming in, there seems to be a set of broken stone steps that have just jutted out of the wall, and they seem to be going all the way up. And you look up, and there is what looks to be a small hole or exit. You have 5 minutes from now until the room fills with water and you all drown.
Can we not just use the water to float upwards?
Yeah. Can we not just wait till it floats?
Before we do that, I'm going to gesture to Bingo, be like, "You're the expert here," and gesture to the stairs.
So Bingo runs forward to the edge of this edge on this side, because that was the only corridor up. This is all like open, and he kind of sees the stone steps, and so he is going to make his first check. He got a natural 20. So you see that he
starting it off good.
He runs forward, bounces off the wall, and then jumps up 3 steps and just starts to bound from each step, dodging and weaving. As a few of them seem to crumble, he just doesn't seem to faze him. As he continues to go up, you see another one of the stairs just pulls outward, and he just continues to jump round, and within a few seconds, he's at the top of these staircases. And as he makes his way to the top, he can't seem to reach the very top and can't get much of a handle. But he takes one large leap, grabs onto the side, and pulls himself up, and he's now through the small hole.
I'm going to look towards Kimin and say, "How good is your grip?"
Why? Ben kind of looks towards you.
Because we can skip this whole climbing process, because I am strong enough to...
He starts running. You have to go up about 40 feet. It's a very large chamber. So yeah, Ben starts running. He's like, "I can't swim!" He gets a natural 20 on his first, so he just starts bounding up. Next one, he succeeds, and he just seems to be bouncing up as well. And on the last one, he takes a large leap and starts to he grips the side, but starts losing his handling on the actual stone, this stone circle. And then Bingo kind of grabs over and brings him right up, and Bayan is now through as well.
I'm going to turn to Kimin again and be like, "I am joking. Pick her up and put her on Akil's back."
Yep.
Because he could just swim up, and I've got the cloak of the manta ray, so I can just swim. I don't know how good your swimming is, Visera, but...
Cal kind of looks towards you guys, and goes, "I can't swim."
Who says
I'm not the best swimmer.
This is Cal. Cal can't swim.
I am not the best at swimming either.
Kimin is on Akil's back.
I have an idea.
Yep.
It will cause damage to Lewis.
That you've now, the water's filled up halfway up the room, and you're currently, floating in the...
Okay, that's not a good idea, then. That's really not a good idea.
You are starting to... The water is now pulling you up with it, but it's not enough to make... You can tell that the water would seem to stop just before the hole, so you wouldn't actually be able to get onto it, but you would eventually just
My idea was use thunder waves knockback to launch Lewis up to the hole. But if we're all in water and I'm using a lightning-based spell, that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
So
that's not a good idea.
Eventually, just gives up and starts running for the thing, running for the steps.
I'm just imagining him wading through like waist-high water.
He just succeeds. So he gets on the stairs, but the water is now gripping at his ankles, and he struggles for the first few, and then kind of gets some movement and starts moving along. For the next one, you see he bounds along and loses his footing on one of them and bounces to fall over and grips one, and just hanging there, brings himself back up, and then starts trying to make his way. But the water is now starting to catch up with him, and you are all starting to move upward.
So say Visera should probably start getting moving up the thing.
And then eventually Cal eventually moves away up. Akila's got Kimin on his back and is starting to swim round to get a good position where
how big is your character, Tom?
He is not very tall.
You don't have very long.
I'll attempt to drag you up with me.
He's about 5'6".
Okay. So
I'll drag you up with me then, Tom.
Make a strength check, Tom, as the water is now rushing in and trying to drag you at all sides.
Which die is that?
That's
D20. Use the one next to the board.
Kevin, by this point, you've all kind of moved around as the water is now rushing around this actual entire space.
Natural 20!
Natural 20!
What is up with natural 20s already? So yeah,
shit.
You hang on for dear life, and you actually manage to grip and get a good grip. Eventually, Kevin, I want you to make a strength check now, as you can kind of bound yourself out of the water into the hole.
23.
23, you make it, but the two... It's surprising, so... As you're... Oh, that was done. That was good timing. So, as you're kind of swimming around and getting a good speed so that you can kind of just propel yourself up, you see the water has now rushed in and has almost filled the room, and just before it's a bit too late, you dive under and dive up and manage to get your way through the small hole. The both of you making your way along. Tom, your character kind of, as he propels upwards, your grip kind of lets go a bit and you kind of fumble through the hole and just kind of roll a bit. Akil and Kimin eventually make their way through as well, and the entire room below you is filled with water. You find yourself now in quite a small room. It's a square room, and there seems to be a small switch on one of the sides. There is a long corridor that leads out of the room as well.
Well, obviously I'm going to go and flick the switch.
You flick the switch, and all the water in the bottom of the room drains. You don't know where it's drained to, it's just drained.
Magical water drainage systems. You should patent that, Jordan. Make some money from that.
You should.
So yeah, all the water is drained, and Bayan looks towards you all and goes, "Okay, now we've dealt with that situation. Do you want to guys get out of here?" And he kind of gestures towards the corridor.
How dark is the corridor?
It's relatively light. There seems to be
that's alright then.
A light at the end, and Bayan just kind of starts walking towards it.
Is it sensible walking towards the light at the end of the tunnel, Jordan?
You don't know.
Let's go then. Let's do it.
So yeah, you all start to make your way out, and eventually you find yourselves through the small corridor, and it leads you to the outer walls of Wintershold and out of the city. You look behind you, and the large stone walls, some of which now you see are actually broken down. There are large cracks that have managed to make their way down the actual walls themselves. But you're out of the city, and with a new goal at hand, all you have to do is find the Heart of Life and kill Zariel once and for all.
Sounds like great fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to fill you in on that fact. We are on the hunt for a crystal called the Heart of Life, which will very dramatically weaken the Archdevil to the point where we might actually be able to kill him.
Yeah. So
all I request is that I deliver the final blow.
Go for it. Don't get killed first.
I wanna see him suffer.
So,
I'm sure I can manage that.
With all the party outside, Kimin kind of looks towards you all and looks towards the crystal and goes, so guys, I know we just escaped the city and all, and escaped with our lives no less, but I've got to go. And she kind of holds the crystals out and just kind of looks at it and goes, with Clank out of commission, I need to repair him. Otherwise, I can't be much use to you all. And I need to get him back to fighting strength. But when you need
Are
me...
you going to be rejoining us?
But when you need me, and she kind of looks towards you now, but when you need me, I'll be riding on Clank's back, into action, and making sure you guys are safe.
That sounds pretty amazing.
I know. So, this isn't goodbye. She's like trying to stifle tears. Not goodbye! It's just a kind of a see you around thing.
I'll kneel down and give her a little high five.
Kind of gives you, she kind of jumps up and high fives you guys. Yeah.
And I say, even me kneeling down is
yeah,
taller.
it's too high. She kind of looks towards Akil. She goes, Kelly, you want to say something? She kind of slaps him. And Akil kind of looks down at Kim and back to you guys and goes, nope. And then just starts to walk away. And as he does, he flips the Dakar coin back at you and goes, till next time. Kim kind of looks towards him as he walks off and looks back to you and goes, we're off, so don't worry about him. He's gonna be helping me out, and apparently he has this whole pirate. Yeah, I'm heading up, but he's heading with me. He's gonna help me, and then apparently he has this whole pirate idea, so he might be staying us and later on with some more people.
This was my pirate idea as well.
Yeah, I know. Don't get your knickers in a twist.
Yeah, I'll pick up the Dakar coin and tuck it inside my armor.
Yeah, and then she kind of, as she's walking along, she kind of drops a bag, a small pouch. And then runs after a kill. Hey, wait for me! My legs are tired. I'm gonna hop on your back, and you don't get a choice. And she kind of jumps on Akil's back, and they just kind of walk out of the distance. As you pick up the pouch on the floor, there's a small note, and it reads, "He may have fooled you guys, but here's the money he stole from you guys when we were in the dungeon, plus a little extra he didn't know about. In there is 2,000 gold pieces."
That's less than what he stole from me. I'm taking all of it. It's my gold. I'm having it back.
So yeah, and you watch as they slowly walk off into the hillside. Ben, then kind of watching them, looks towards you guys again and goes, so, I'm gonna heading back into the city. And I've got to get all those refugees out. But, seeing as you're gonna need someone to get you Sthinta, right? You need to get to there to get to the Height of Life. I have a friend down in Carl who can help you get to Bahamat. Just tell him Bayan sent you, and he can handle the rest.
Look at the map. Where did you say he's from?
He's from Carl.
Carl.
Carl. My accent.
Oh, Carl. Carl.
Yeah, it's a guy by the name of Derek. It's an old friend. Tell him Bayan sent you. He'll be able to handle the rest. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And I'll be there when you need me. Just send a letter. I don't know. Find some way of contacting me. And he kind of walks back into the temple as well.
I shout back to Bayan to stay safe.
You too. You too.
Keep the refugees.
You're the last
safe.
heir of the Moreau family. Remember that. It's important. You have rights here when you get back. I'll make sure your house is back to proper working order. And he kind of walks off on his stride and gives like a, like a fake royal walk to kind of mock you as his last moving. Yeah. He goes, "Your Majesty," and then walks off.
I give a sensible chuckle and turn around.
Yeah. So, you are all left at front of the city walls. Your new goal at hand. And a new direction set for you to head to the town of Coral to meet Derek, a potential ally who can get you to the city of Bahamat.
Let's go that way then.
Yes.
Let's take a hike.
So, it takes you a few days to get there, and you eventually find your way along a small rural road. However, this road itself is actually broken in sections. Large sections of dirt have been pulled from the ground and flung around the area. And as you make your way to the village itself, you notice many of the houses have been burnt down, and some of them have been completely trampled upon. However, there are a few still standing, and the villagers in the town seem to just be operating as normal. You kind of ask around for someone who, by the name of Derek, and they all point you towards an old fishing hut at the far end of the waterfront. So what's everyone doing?
we make our way to the fishing port, obviously.
Have we got a map of the town?
There is not a map for the town this time.
Jordan,
This
you're
is all-
slacking here.
It's all in your head.
All imagination.
Yeah. So,
My weakness.
I feel like, just as an extra thing, I have two things to say. One, I feel like we should release these as a podcast, in a podcast format, as a download, because when I was on holiday for the Christmas stream, it was actually really good to listen to. And second of all, that water scene reminded me of a joke I heard the other day, which is, waterboarding in Guantanamo Bay sounds really fun if you know what neither of those things are.
oh no. Okay. Anyway,
I like it.
so, you're heading to the hut.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go for it.
So, you ask around, and eventually they point you to the old fishing hut. And upon getting to the hut, you see it's a relatively okay. It's more like a shack. It's been poorly put together.
It's a hut that's very good at basketball.
It's not very sturdy. There is a small.
I can see Tom cringing at the joke.
There's a small balcony out front, and there seems to be a fire going on in the middle of the house. And as you approach it, you kind of look through one of the open windows, and you see there is an older dwarf, grey hair kind of stretched into a braid at the back, and leather armor dots his clothing. You see in the corner of the room there seems to be a large wooden and metal construct. It's got what looks to be a long kind of barrel. At one end there seems to be what looks to be a trigger mechanism, but you don't know what it is.
Got a rifle.
And at the moment,
Can I roll for meta knowledge?
No. And sitting in a large wooden chair, fishing rod at his side, sleeps this dwarf next to a roaring fireplace. And
I'm gonna knock on something nearby just as a polite way to wake him up.
You kind of knock on the door, and the dwarf just seems to still be asleep.
Knock a bit harder.
You knock a bit harder.
I'm gonna summon a thunderclap.
So you summon a thunderclap. You just kind of like put your hands up. As you do, the dwarf shoots up from his chair and brings out another small device he has in his belt and aims it your way, kind of half away. And he goes, what do you want? Who sent you? Was it Andrew?
Bayan sent us.
The old bastard always wanted to say, what?
Bayan sent us. We're in search of the heart of life.
Ben? Well, that changes the situation then. And he kind of puts the device away in his pocket, kind of missing the pocket a few times, eventually puts it away. Kind of moves up and opens the door, and it swings open, it smashes into the other side of the hut, and a piece of the wood wall kind of falls backwards a bit. And you can tell this is not a well-made shack. And he goes, so what does Ben want then?
I think he told us to come and visit you on our journey. We're trying to, like I said, trying to find the heart of life.
Ah. So you're going to want to be going to, Bahamat, yeah?
Bahamat, yes, indeed.
Then you're going to need a boat, which I could certainly provide.
I would enjoy a boat, yes, please.
But what can you offer me in return for the trip? He kind of looks towards you, eyeing up the pocket, the pouch you have currently on the side of your belt.
I nudge him and tell him to offer him some gold.
I can offer you. I've got this. I can offer you one of two things here. You seem like a man of many talents when it comes to forging and creating items of great value.
Oh, well, certainly one thing. What's the offer?
I can offer you 2 Tooth of the Dragon, pulled fresh from a dragon corpse, only created a few days ago.
Kind of looks towards you, rummages into his pocket and pulls out a dragon's tooth. Already got one, mate.
Well, that's boring.
And
How about
then
200 gold? Will that do?
Make it 300, you got a deal. Best
250.
Make a persuasion check.
Just bartering time.
Barter with the old dwarven sailor.
10.
I'd say, yeah, okay. Kind of looks towards you guys. He puts his hand and goes, deal. You gonna shake or what?
I assumed
Shake
my
the man's
character was
hand.
going to shake the man's hand. Yes, I'll shake his hand. Give him a nice
You shake-
firm handshake.
Yeah, you shake his head and goes, huh. Good to see a man of honor. So, well then, what are we waiting for? Let's make sail unless you buys anything. We're waiting here if you want to go off and do something. So, on your way through the city, town, you did see there was a small general goods store along the way, which might be good, seeing as you probably will need some potions.
Yeah, I'm down for a potion. Although, is there any way we can do a long rest first? Because I'd like my spell slots, my daily things, and my
Yeah, you can take a long rest probably on the boat when you get there.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
So,
Oh, yeah, I'll go to a potion shop then. Actually, I want to find an armor shop if there's anything nearby.
you see there was an armor shop, but it is one of the many buildings that have been completely utterly destroyed. You see there are like broken pieces of sword, there are a few pieces of like... You see there's a shield that's been cracked in the middle and just cracks outwards. The only real thing that seems to be standing is this like pop-up goods store, which seems to be the main trade. You see a few of the villagers go in, come out a few seconds with some food. Another one pops in, comes out with a small vial with what looks to be a greyish kind of rocky liquid, and then walks off.
We enter the goods store to see if there's anything of interest.
Okay, you enter the goods store, and at the front there is a young human girl, around 20-ish. She has short brownish hair that stops just short of her shoulders, and has currently got what seems to be like a positive attitude. She kind of has a long smile that goes across her face as you walk in. She's wearing a white blouse, which is tucked into a brown belt around her waist, and she kind of moves. And as she moves around to greet you, there seems to be like a salmon-covered scarf that kind of hangs from the belt across her blue short. Like bottom.
She seems far too happy to be in a war-torn world that's been infested with demons.
There's always one.
There's always one.
Hi, and welcome to my store. You're my first customer, so welcome. And oh, I know you want to see my wares. And she kind of scurries off to the back of the building and comes back, she's kind of rummaging through.
If Lewis was here, he would make a joke about seeing her wares.
And she comes back. She brings out what looks to be a wooden potion carrier with 7 potions inside. She also brings out what looks to be a large metal, like a large metal rod. Puts that on the thing, puts it on the side, and then brings out a scroll, 2 scrolls actually, and puts those down as well. She goes, "There you go."
What do the? I was gonna say, I'll look at the potions. What do the potions do? So I'm not quite experienced enough with magic to use scrolls properly.
So I have 5 potions of regular healing, and 2 of greater healing. As you can see, I have 2 arcane scrolls and a magical metal rod. However, I haven't had to test it yet, so I don't know what it does yet. But it looks cool, so has words. And she kind of holds the metal rod up, shows it to your face, and there seems to be like arcane runes that etched across it. Just looks to you expectingly, waiting for something to say.
How much for the arcane rod?
Kind of scrounges about, kind of brings up what looks to be a piece of paper and goes, rod. 1,000 gold pieces.
I'm gonna turn to Viscera. You got that kind of money?
You would have probably a...
But by the look of you, you have a lot of money.
I look at the woman. I put one arm on the desk and lean slightly inwards.
Okay.
And I say, surely a beautiful girl like yourself could give a better offer than that.
Oh my!
Is your character a sweet talker?
And so give me a perception check. No, not perception. A persuasion roll. Sorry.
That's the thing I'm gonna miss about Akil's character: the fact that he tried to chat up 2 male guards to let him into a place where there were zombies or undead.
Which one's that? Which one's
so roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier plus anything you have for persuasion.
If you're proficient in it.
Oh shit.
I'd say because you complimented her first, I'd say you have an advantage. So roll it again and take the higher of the 2. Oh, my throat.
Okay.
God, almost lost my voice then.
Okay, 17.
Plus your charisma modifier, and if you have anything.
23.
23. Kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, Mr. Sweet Talker, for you, I would bring that down to 500."
How much gold have you got on you, Viscera?
I am unsure. How much gold do I have on me?
I would say you probably have about 300 to 400 gold.
I have
you probably
390.
390. There you go.
I will chip in half if you're willing to do the other half, seeing as this is
I
going to be
agree.
a magic item that you're going to be using, because, like I said, I'm not that experienced in the arcane arts.
So you bring together 500 gold, and give it, and put it in a small patch and give it to her. She kind of takes it and seems to do like a small chuckle as she brings it back and puts the coin in back pocket. She brings the rod with you and gives it to you. You have no idea what this rod does yet, but you currently have a magical rod which you can get identified when you find someone of.
Or you can hit something with it and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll just test it in the field.
You do see on this flat iron rod there is a button on one end.
Is it a lightsaber?
I will resist the urge to not press the button in the. I can't think of the words.
I think you should roll for self-restraint.
Yeah. So roll
Yes.
roll intelligence check with disadvantage. As you really want to press that button.
I really want you to press that button.
So roll a disadvantage. You roll twice and you take the lowest number.
Okay.
And then add your intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
7.
You try. You put it in your pocket. Kind of. You really want to. You take the rod out and press the button. And as you try and move it, the rod doesn't move with you. It just stays in place in midair and just is affixed in place. It just doesn't move.
That's cool.
You like pulling it.
Oh,
and it doesn't
shit.
go anywhere. And she kind of the woman just kind of looks at you and laughs. And goes, having problems. And like, Cal comes over, takes his battle axe and goes to bring it down and just doesn't move. This item in particular is called an immovable rod. It is a
What happens
rod.
if an unstoppable natural 20 punch hits the immovable rod?
It can only be moved with a DC 30 strength check. And it will only be moved 10 feet on a success. It can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight. Any more weight and it will deactivate and fall to the ground. But otherwise, it defies gravity, it does not move at all. Once you click, and you can click the button again, and the rod will be able to be moved again.
What if I threw the rod, but as I threw it, I clicked the button? Would it maintain the momentum?
No, as soon as you click the button, the rod will just stop in place. So if you were to try and throw the rod and then click the button as you did it, it would literally, you would just be holding the rod still. Probably with an open hand, but... so...
I am happy with that purchase.
So, you want the potions? 5 regular, 2 greater.
What are the potions?
How much for the greater potions of healing? They're just potions of healing.
It's 350 for each potion, greater healing.
And for minor?
That's 250.
Into meta mode, what rolls do I get for those two?
For a regular healing it is, I think it's 2d4 plus 4, and for where are we? For normal healing it's 2d4 plus 2, and for greater it's 4d4 plus 4. However, if you had regular healing and you had a lot of them, you could potentially every single roll have another potion, and it'd be quite because you do take damage, but it's useful.
I'm going to pass on healing potions because I have second wind.
But then not everyone else has the ability, because currently...
Yeah. If anyone else wants to buy it with any gold they have, but I'm not...
Cal kind of looks around and goes, I'm going to need some. But he kind of brings out his pockets and has no gold on him. Because, of course, his was part of the gold that was stolen.
Alright, I'll take a potion of greater healing, please. I'll take the potion, hand it to Cal, and I'll buy it for him.
Yeah, so you lose 350 gold, but Cal has a potion of greater healing, so he has one, and the arcane scroll.
What does the arcane scroll do?
So it can contain any number of spells. These spells are random, but can only be identified by a arcane caster, so I can do it.
I'll pass on the rod, but I will take a potion of healing. A regular.
Okay, a normal one. So that is 250 gold.
Oh shit. I won't take a potion of healing.
You can always borrow a bit of gold, seeing as you had 390. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of look at the wares. She kind of puts the wares back and puts them behind the behind the kind of counter section. And as you start leaving, she kind of pipes up again and looks towards Cal. Goes, just before you leave, I have another thing. I can't sell, but it could be useful for your half-elf friend. And she kind of moves into the back, and she kind of brings back a robe-covered object. And it's a very long object, covered in what looks to be like just a general robe or cloth. She kind of hands it to Cal and goes, "This is yours. I don't need it. I can't sell it." And she kind of looks towards you all again and goes, "Enjoy your journey to Sthinta."
I give a cheeky wink and say thank you for your time as we.
And then she kind of gives you a wink back.
I give you like a light punch on the shoulder as we walk.
Yeah, she winks at you back and then just kind of waves and moves off back into the store. And as you kind of exit the store, Cal kind of pipes up and goes, "How did she know we were going to Sthinta?"
Oh shit.
None of you ever said anything about it.
I'm going to turn back into the shop. I'm gonna be more aggressive this time. Kick the door open, but how did you know where we were going?
What?
With fire in the other, fire going up the other. Actually,
Whoa! Whoa! What?
How did you know where our destination was?
I quickly follow to calm Kevin down.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Did. Quite clearly heard you.
I didn't do it. She's kind of backing up now. She's really confused. You can roll an insight check if you want to.
Alright, go on then. Insight. Are you going to roll one as well, Sarah? Because I don't have the best intelligence.
Yeah, go on then.
A 9.
I'll roll one. That's my d20.
I don't know why I'm rolling. I don't need to roll.
Yeah, I got 16.
16. So, Alan, well, Kevin, you don't really know. She could be lying. She could be telling the truth. Sarah, from the way she's moving and the fact that she instantly put her hands up and kind of moved back, and how confused she sounds, you believe she's telling the truth. You believe she has absolutely no idea that she said anything about enjoy your journey to Sthinta.
Okay.
She just kind of stands there, really confused and currently scared of Kevin. It's like, what did I do?
I put my hand on Kevin's shoulder, and I ask him to leave the shop and leave it to me to calm her down.
I'll walk out, and as I walk, flick a glance back at the shopkeeper.
She kind of darts a little bit back and goes, "What happened?"
I say, "I'm sorry about my friend. He can be a bit hot-headed at times."
Quite literally.
I didn't overcharge him, did I? I can fix it. I can give you another one. I can give you another potion if you want.
I say, no, that's not necessary. Ruby heard you say something about where we were headed, but we never mentioned that at the time.
Dude, I don't remember that. I don't remember saying that.
That is strange indeed.
Anyway, and she kind of breaks behind and brings out one of the potions. She brings out another regular healing, just puts it on the side and goes, "Give that to your friend. Send him my tell him I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend him or anything."
That's it. Okay, thank you, and I do apologize once again.
Yeah.
And then I leave the shop.
Yeah, so you leave the shop, you take the potion with you, and you just exit. As you walk back to the fishing hut, the wood plank now pushed back into position after Derek kind of pushed out after slamming the door. Derek looks toward and goes, "Ah, you've returned! Ready to leave?"
I'm ready to leave. Are you? And I'll turn to the party and address them.
All of you ready?
I'm ready to leave. What is this music?
Okay, let's go.
It's so happy!
Derek stands up and starts to move you all away from the hut and away from the village. After about a 5-10 minute journey, you eventually find yourself to a small enclave inside a large hill. You move inside, and you find yourself staring at a large galley ship. Ah, this is my beauty, the SS Lutka. I've had this ship for years, and she never disappoints me. She won't disappoint you either. Now climb aboard, leave immediately. And that is where we'll take a break.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need a break. I want a drink.
So, yes, we'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
Alright, we'll see you guys in a bit.
See you then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Welcome back, everyone. We're back from our break, and we're back to...
Oh, you didn't warn me. I was half asleep.
I know, that's why I didn't say anything. Anyway, we're back. So, we left off the party, having just escaped Winter's Hold and leaving having their party split. In some senses, losing a kill and...
I'm still here.
Yeah, and having Bayan go back to the city.
Maybe
The
not
party made their
mentally,
way
but
to Coral.
physically.
Met Derek, the shipwright, or the sailor extraordinaire, and he have currently commissioned his boat, the SS Lutgar, to travel to Bahamat. We also met a storekeep who was flirted with by Visera, and they got some few items. However, a brief confrontation occurred with a very confused shopkeep. However, it was easily solved, and they are allowed to move away from there. Now, where we are now, you are currently out in the ocean. So, you all climb aboard the ship, and the layout is amazing. There are 2 large ballistas docked on either side of the ship, and another one at the front. You're all escorted round and are shown your quarters, along with any other important areas you might
Have you got a model for the underside of the ship, like the downstairs?
No.
I was gonna say, if you did, you could put it next to the board, because
Yeah, I was tempted to make one, I just didn't in the end.
That's cool.
Basically,
really need it.
the underside of the ship is basically just a long corridor with like a few like rooms for sleeping, but they are basically just bunk beds. So then Derek takes the helm, and within the minutes you have left the hidden alcove and start your journey to Sthinta. After a few hours, you're out at sea. The soft breeze and sea foam slowly just pass, and the rocking of the boat is somewhat soothing. Derek, still behind the wheel, just continues to navigate. So, for the next few hours, or the time that you're out at sea, what do you guys want to do? You can
sleep, long rest.
So, you want to go sleep?
Yes.
So,
can I hold Bingo out from the front of the boat by his underarms and reenact the scene from the Titanic?
I guess so.
No, I don't actually want to do that.
So,
I feel like he might stab me.
You don't need to worry about that one anymore.
How much health has your character got, Tom? Because you haven't actually put any health on the health counter. Put it on the health counter.
I have 35. Wait, where's my
health?
Okay.
It's a little green ticker on the thing. I have 65 health as this character. It's great. SS Lutgar.
SS Lutgar.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, I should really edit my inventories for me to. How do I edit the inventory?
How do you edit the inventory? You right click and you can add. You can take things in. Basically, you can drag and drop things.
No, the words, the notebook quite help.
Same thing. You
Oh
just
wait,
right-click
no,
and then you can change.
never mind. Done it.
There is a cat.
Removable rod.
Fudge. Oh well.
There we go.
I will quickly have to recreate. So, quickly scale
I like
it back
that.
up.
I thought we were listening to the Skyrim music for a minute then.
Yeah, I thought it was Skyrim.
Because I heard like the chanting at the beginning of the song. It's much more
You're
cheerful.
Skyrim now, aren't you? This music is top notch.
Or the advert. I've got an advert.
There you go. I skipped the ad.
So, just some sea sounds. So, you're all out at sea, all doing your things.
I'm gonna turn it off.
You get some sleep, and the evening is somewhat restful. You're still acclimatizing to getting to the rocking of the boat, and occasionally you hear the seagulls kind of overhead, and it kind of stirs you for a little bit. But eventually you do get rest. So for all being, you do all restore to your 4 hit points.
I need to redo my spell slots.
And while you're doing that, a second, I need to quickly bring Bingo's stuff back because I was a numpty and accidentally deleted his mini.
Where are they on the boat? Are they asleep? Oh no, I'm asleep.
Yeah, so at the moment you're all kind of here.
There is no model for
Bingo.
You need a
or
website.
for the actual,
Why
know,
not do it
captain's
yourself?
bloke who's doing all the steering
With
and
Wix,
stuff.
you can
Oh, God.
create your own.
What's that? Anyway, yeah, I know. I need to quickly put Bingo back because, like I said, I deleted him. Where are we? have anything for him. So currently, Eric is a. You want to pick up the door, the D. So, Derek is at the front of the ship, and he's currently kind of navigating. You're all currently under below deck, and yeah. What else do you want to do while you're at sea?
That's cool. I didn't know you'd done this before, where you hover over the characters like with their description.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Continue. Anyway, sorry, I was just impressed.
What are you guys doing? The wind is lapping, but there's not much.
Get up and I go and talk to the captain.
So you eventually move around and you find Derek. He's currently just piloting, hands on the wheel, the metal device at his side, and he just kind of like, "What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy with my beauty?"
I ask him how long we will be and how on course we are. You know, good old boy lingo.
He kind of looks at the sky, does kind of moves his hands around, and kind of gets an idea of where you are. Let's say you've been out for about a day now. We've got another 2 days of travel before we get to Bahamat. Other than that, we're all sailing fine.
I inquire on how he knows my friend from the refugee camp.
Ah, Ben. Well, as you can see, I'm relatively old. If you couldn't tell, and you kind of see the grey hair, and you kind of can pick up on that. It's now in the like this. It's a short. You can probably tell it used to be a long braid. It's now quite short as he's losing hair. I knew Ben since he was a child. His mother was a good friend of mine, and every so often he came out with me on my escapades into the surfer's world, or as you like to call the top layer, and we went on adventures on this very ship. It's how he knows me. It's how I know him. Little rascal he is.
Fair enough.
Good to honest trader, though.
I'm sorry?
Good to honest trader.
I back up and go back below deck to everybody else.
What about you, Tiefling? How do you know Ben?
It's a very long story. That involves my city being overthrown, thrown out of said city into a refugee camp, and I led that refugee camp with Bayan, and he was a very good and trusted friend of mine, and he helped me through times of trouble and when I needed him.
Sounds just like him. Kind of whacks you on the back. It hurts a bit. For a small dwarf, he's quite strong. Sounds just like him. Good to know he still has people's backs. Anyway, me and Ludgar here, we got some sailing to do, so if you don't mind. And he kind of pulls out the metal device and rings it around his finger and kind of holds it out. And you see the long kind of what looks to be long barrel-like version of this is currently still sitting by his side. And his fishing rod is also on the other side of him, so he's kind of got this long device on one side on his left, and the fishing rod on his right. He's kind of looking out towards the sea.
Can I ask before I go what that device is?
Which one? And he kind of points towards the fishing rod, and then the other one, and then towards the device in his hand.
The barrel, the one that you just mentioned.
The long one or the short one?
Yes.
The long
Both.
one. Both? Okay. These are what this is currently a flintlock. I quite like it. Basically, he kind of gestures towards a small mechanism at the bottom, just kind of that connects the top and the back, the held section of it. Basically, you pull this, and he kind of aims out towards a seagull and pulls the trigger, and there's a small cacophonous boom as a small metallic, looks like a small metallic ball is shot from it at high velocity, and you see when the seagull goes "Rah!" and just falls and just dive volume.
You miss an opportunity to see the seagull just disappear in a cloud of feathers.
He goes, basically, when I press this trigger, it fires a small metal ball at high speeds, and anything in the way, well, it's a lot of pain. And then he points towards this one, and he brings that one out, and he kind of brings it along. And this one has what looks to be another metal cylinder with 2 pieces of glass, which seem to magnify the...
Well, I'm assuming we know what a telescope is.
It's basically a telescope, yeah. But it's a miniaturized version of it that he's placed on top. And
that's what I'm thinking. Why didn't any colonial people ever think of strapping telescopes to the top of their ball load muskets?
And so he brings around this,
and
he goes, "This one's called Bad News," and he kind of aims towards another one of the seagulls. Takes a second, and you hear that he fires, and you hear as another bullet is fired at even faster speed. You don't even see this one, and you just see this seagull, and it's just gone. There's not even feathers. It's just not even feathers. It's just as the bird just completely implodes. And he goes, and that's why it's called Bad News. And he kind of pulls what looks to be a small metal device back, takes another one of the balls from this pouch from his side, puts it in, and locks it in. He goes, that's how you load it.
I'm going to see that he's doing seagulls, and I'm going to summon a fireball in my hands and just obliterate the nearest seagull.
So you come up on deck, see this, and you're like, I've got this. Throw it, bring up a fireball, and throw it towards one of the seagulls. The seagull looks towards you for the second the fireball hits and goes, rap! And just goes up in flames. And you see this falling, this ball of fire just kind of dissolve into the ocean. He goes, nice one! Target practice!
And then I joined on the racket, and then throw an Eldritch Spear.
So yeah, you bring out...
lines through 2 of them.
Is this just us doing target practice?
So yeah, and then you bring forth your own magic and throw this spectral spear towards these 2 seagulls. And in the second they see it, it's... as these 2 seagulls just go out together on this long spectral spear and eventually dive bomb into the ocean. You probably killed about 6 seagulls in the space of a few seconds as they've all dive bombed. And you see there's a few seagull corpses just go slowly rock across the side of the boat. He goes, well, you're certainly interesting, you bunch. I like you. And that guy here likes you too. Anyway, you want to get the ballista?
So find out the boat is also possessed by some sort of spirit.
Not everything is spirit bound. God. Anyway, he kind of gets a piece of rope and ties it around the mast and heads towards one of the ballistas, and brings forward a large metal bolt that has. It's basically he brings forth an anchor, but it's just got a very long metal shaft, and then it just puts it on, loads it, pulls it back, and then just fires.
I will be right back.
This long anchor just kind of fire a really far distance, and then just splosh into the ocean. And he brings out another one, loads it on, and gets ready to fire again. So, you like the ship?
I very much like the ship.
Bingo is currently over here. Cal is currently over there trying not to vomit.
Oh yeah, he doesn't deal well with water, does he?
He doesn't do well with water, and currently this boat journey is not fun. Bingo is currently just keeping an eye, and he's kind of moved to the front of the ship. If I can...
Bingo's just being creepy like Bingo does.
He's currently on the mast. He's currently on the very far of the mast. He's currently looking out, just
he's just he's doing like a sync point from Assassin's Creed, just on the front of the
that's basically what he's doing. He's got one hand on the front, one hand at the back. He's brought a little telescope forward towards his eye, and it's just keeping an eye out just in case anything happens. So this kind of routine.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so this routine goes out for maybe a couple more hours. And so you all start to relax. Darren goes back, unties the rope. You all kind of move around and mosey. And you hear what sounds to be an explosion. But you don't see anything or any source of the explosion. And then from nowhere, a large metal hook just fires and hits the front of the side of the ship. And just... and grabs onto the side. As soon as the first one does, a secondary explosion occurs, and another metal hook.
So are these coming from a long distance and hooking on, or are they coming up and over the side of the boat?
Basically, what's happening is it fires, hits the side of the ship, and then drags back, and
So they're like grappling ropes, like siege ropes.
Yeah, like siege ropes. But it looks like there are large metal hooks at the end, which are basically holding on to ensure that they basically just...
Yeah, I know what you're on about.
Oh shit, this music just got intense.
So yeah.
I've got an advert again.
And you see that as soon as the second hook lands, a ship materializes. Not like fully materializes, but comes out of what you would appear is hiding. Like quickly fix there.
Oh,
And
it's bigger than our boat.
Comes up to about there. And there are... I can grab them all and put them on the ship. I'm going to quickly lock that in place so that I can just scale.
I have a great plan of what to do there. What dimensions are each?
Hold on. I also have a very good plan.
Everything is 5 feet.
Okay.
So you see there's another thing here. There seem to be quite a few of these pirates just kind of looming around. Another one here. Right. Last one's over here. And you see there are 4 of them who are currently loading another set of hooks onto the site. They load them and then they just get ready to start boarding. I would like you all to roll initiative.
It's my first bit of combat since I've leveled up.
As
I'm taking.
This is my first bit of combat.
This is your
11,
first
John.
bit. 11?
11 for me.
Okay. So it's a D20 plus your
13.
dexterity modifier, by the way. Okay, so...
In which case, 10.
So, Kevin got 10. Tom, what'd you
See
get?
what you mean about the intense music. I
Hold
like
on.
it, isn't it?
I got 13,
13.
and then my dexterity, just 13.
13. Okay, bingo. Cow. Bingo. 15. Cow. Got 19. Derek. What did he get? What did Derek get? He got a 12. 12. Now for the banditos.
Don't you roll for them as a group?
I roll for them as a group, yeah.
Saves
they
a bit
got-
of time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Bandits got 17.
I'm going last.
And I'm going to do one for the... Interesting.
Oh, we've got.
Spine's Devils. They don't sound like fun.
So,
Ken, I have a suggestion.
what are you going to do?
Can I spot a whale in the distance?
You have no idea where a whale would be. Even
Do
if
you have
it's...
Charm Animal or something?
Huh?
Do you have Charm Animal or something?
I have a spell that lets me use one command on an animal.
Just get to flip the boat over.
Yeah, that was my plan.
At the beginning of the combat... Actually, I'm going to quickly turn down the music, because that is stupidly loud for me.
Yeah, I need to turn on this music.
Sorry guys in chat, if it's a bit
Dramatic
quiet for
battle
you,
music.
but it's currently super loud. Okay, so, at the beginning of the combat, Cal is currently on top of the ship and he gets ready and he just kind of bounds over, and there are, just to make a reference, there are 2 hooks currently from there to there. The
You
hook-
just didn't even draw a line for that second hook, John.
Is there a mast on this ship? Like a bow with a little...
There's a mast on
outlook area.
both of them. One of these bandits, on, if you see over here, technically he's above, so I probably could. He's currently higher a little bit. So Cal is going to move across and is going to just bound across, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and as he gets to here, he's going to jump off the thing, jump off the metal hook, and just try and smash the guy's head in with his great axe. For a 19, plus his strength is like, what? I think it's 3.
3, yeah, for Lewis.
Yeah. So that's 21 to hit. That definitely does hit. he does a D12 with his great axe, which is 11 points of damage. So you see his cow runs forward, jumps, and he just brings down the great axe all the way down, straight through the bandit's midsection. The entire bandit has been sliced into two and just falls apart and dies.
Okay, so they don't have much health.
So that's Bandit 5 gone. So Bandit 5 is done, and cow just keeps moving. So 40. Yeah, he moves there.
I have a great plan for what to do.
And just kind of looks towards them all, and they all look towards Cal as he's just completely brought this bandit in two. He's like, "Huh!" And he's going to use his bonus action to rage, so he's now rage as well. At the end of his round, it is the Find Devils. So the Devils are going to fly, and they're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 35, 40 on that space, and they're going to attack Bingo because Bingo's on that square. And they're going to Bingo. They're going to fight him. No, they're gonna basically they take their tails and they bring them down.
Is this new battle music, John?
It is indeed.
I am impressed. I like it.
Where are we?
Anyway, continue.
So yeah, they bring their tails round, and he's going to kind of spear Bingo.
For Bingo.
For Bingo, yeah. So I roll for that. He got a natural 20. So that is where's the fork? That is a d6. That is 10 points of damage as Bingo gets a nice fork to the side. He now has 18 points. But yeah, that is that guy's turn. Now for the second Spined Devil, is going to fly up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and he's going to try and attack you, Viscera.
Well, shit.
That is a...
Your first bit of combat.
That is a 8 to hit against your armor class, which is your AC.
Okay, 1 second. That is 12.
So, he doesn't hit. So he goes to, as he flies up and he kind of soars towards you, his tail at the ready, he kind of stops, brings himself up, and then goes to whip you with his tail. You bring your staff around and deflect the tail, and kind of push it aside. And he kind of just looks towards you and goes... And it's just kind of snarling in your face. It's then the bandit's turn. So, this first bandit, seeing that Cal is just kind of in their face. Where's bandit number? 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can't get very far. He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And is going to attack you, Kevin.
That's rude.
He's going to bring out his scimitar. That is a 15 to hit.
15? Nope.
Nope. So he brings out his scimitar. And as he does, you bring out your glaive and just smack it across and knock it away. Goes, these other bandits,
I've got 17 AC now.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is going to move along here. Bandit 2 is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bandit 3 is going to go 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15. And all 4 of these are going to try and attack Cal. So, where are my other d20s? There they are. We have a 1, a natural 1, a 9, a 5, and a 19. So one of them hits. That is a d6. That's 2 points of damage to Cal as they bring out the scimitar and just kind of slice across his arm. Does nothing. The other blow just kind of, he just bats him away. From there, which is Bingo. Bingo is going to take an eye at this Spined Devil. And is going... What can Bingo do at this moment in time? He's going to bring out his 2 daggers. He's going to click a button on one of the other daggers and bring out what looks to be poison. and is going to try and slice at the devil. That is a 17 and a natural 1. So, for the first one, it's a 19, so the first one hits. He does a d4 of points of damage, but not with a poison. There's 4 points of damage to the spine's devil.
Forgot to get me spellbook up. Don't forget about that.
How dare you?
By the way, Tom, as a magic character, this spellbook app is actually a really great thing.
I will.
Don't worry, he has his sources.
Oh, fair enough.
Wait, can I just use an app?
Yeah. I've got
You
an
could
app.
have told me that before I made a whole Word document.
Tom,
I did.
I've got an app here that literally has
okay.
requirements for
Fair
every spell, and you just click on
Yeah.
it.
So, Bingo
Oh,
takes
God.
out the 2 daggers, clicks the button on the second one, goes to attack, gets with the first one, slices across the spine devil's front, and you hear it hiss, and then he brings around the second dagger as the tail spins round and jabs the dagger out of striking range. Visera, it is now your go. You have 2 enemies near you. One is currently flying, these leathery wings just batting as he kind of rises up. The other bandit looks towards you, scimitar in hand, is currently fighting Kevin.
I cast Agonizing Bolt on the Spine Devil.
Okay, so roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier.
20!
Natural 20! Don't worry about the spell attack modifier, you hit! So what's the damage on that?
Well, it's Eldritch Blast. Where's that? That's in my cantrips.
Eldritch Blast. That's a d10, isn't it?
That's 1d10 force damage, and I add my Charisma modifier.
To the damage.
Yes.
Okay, so roll a d10,
That's pretty cool.
then double
Hey.
that, and then add your charisma modifier.
Oh, because you got a natural 20, didn't you? Get double
Yep.
damage to it.
D10, 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 D10.
D10, so roll your d10. So 18 points, and then add your charisma modifier. 18
Yes.
plus
18. Oh shit.
18 plus what?
22.
22. So, with this Eldritch Blast, you reach your hand back, your hand glows with green and purple energy as you push it directly through the Spined Devil's chest, and you just see this bolt of energy pulse through its body. Its body glows for a second, and it just goes limp as the bolt just soars right through it. You dealt enough damage to kill the creature instantly.
Good job.
So
yeah.
And the Spine Devil just goes... falls back, the wings go limp, and the creature falls off the side of the boat and into the ocean.
Get wrecked.
Is that the rest of your go? What do you do?
Am I allowed to move?
You can move, yeah.
Okay then.
You killed the
I
only
move
thing you're in
back.
combat with.
Okay. I move back 2 paces.
So you go 10 feet, so 5, 10. You're now upside. You're by
Yes.
Derek. So it's now Derek's go. So Derek brings round bad news and puts it over the side. The barrel loaded, and he kind of looks towards the guy going to attack Kevin, and goes, "Don't worry, I've got your back." He's going to fire with bad news. Gets oh, that's the wrong character sheet. Gets a 21 on the hit, and
Nice.
does 2d12 points of piercing damage.
That's powerful.
It is a very powerful weapon. Does 14 points of damage, and you see, Kevin, as he pulls the trigger, there is a small cacophonous boom, and the bandit's head splits open, and he just falls to the ground. He is also now dead. So yeah, it's now your go, as Derek is getting ready for another shot.
My go.
I'm going to
Oh, no, okay.
step
Alright.
forward to the top of the staircase between the 2 guys, and I'm going to engage combat in both of them because I get 2 attacks.
Yep.
So I'm going to attack this guy first. This guy here, Bandit 6.
Yep, bandit number 6. Numero
I'm gonna take a swing with my glaive.
Yep. So roll d20. Add your strength modifier.
That's 16.
16 hits. So roll your damage. 1d10 plus 2d6.
1d10 plus 2d. That's 13.
13. Which one was that?
He's
That was
dead.
6. 16. That 13 points of damage. You bring the glaive round and just slice through his midsection as the electricity pulses through, and the body falls to the ground limp. In 2 halves now. For your second attack, attack this guy.
Yeah, I am going to attempt to just spear hit, do the For Honor thing where you run at them and spear them and try and spear them off the edge of the boat, just dump them into the water.
Roll another d20 plus your strength modifier.
That's 18.
You hit. So roll again.
16.
16. Like the other one, you now bring your glaive back and jam it through his midsection, lifting him up and then pushing him off into the ocean. He is also dead.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, who? The annoying thing is, I can probably kill literally everyone else on the board except the other Spine Devil, but it'll also end up killing Cal because he can't swim, can he?
Yeah, he would struggle.
Can I verbally warn Cal to give him an advantage on saving throws?
No. If you want, that would be an aid, and that would be like if you wanted to.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to move here with my movement.
Yep.
Plan. No. Don't want to do that. What can I do here? I am going to action surge.
Okay.
Use my fire breath,
Oh,
but aim the cone so it only hits bandits 3 and 4, so I don't hit Cal.
yeah, you can do that.
Actually, no, I'm going to hit all of them. Cal can tank some.
Okay, so it's an automatic hit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what's the damage for it?
I don't know. It's your fire breath. You should know.
I haven't written it down anywhere. Where is it?
You should write these things down.
2d8 damage.
There you go. 2d8. Roll your 2d8s.
Per monster, so
We'll just do it overall because everyone.
12.
12 points of damage. All the bandits you start to breathe fire, and Viscera, you see this as Kevin runs across the chains, runs round, jumps around, and kind of breathes fire along this entire row of bandits. They just like, and most of them jump off. And as they start to die and get burnt alive, some of them manage to get into the sea, but most of them just start drowning as they're currently panicking over the fire. Each one of these bandits is dead.
6 kills in 1 turn. Beat that.
How much damage did you do?
Record.
How much damage? 12. So
6 kills in 1 turn.
that's a record. So yeah,
That's definitely a record.
so he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. And he's dead. So yeah, that's the end of your turn. And it's no longer a with this. Cal looks towards you, somewhat singed, and just nods.
You can't complain where I just killed all 4 people attacking you at once.
And then he is going to jump back across and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And he's going to try and take a swing at the Spine's Devil.
And they fall off.
He hits and does another d12. Does 9 points of damage, which is reduced to 4. So yeah, he runs up across the chain, kind of loses his balance for a second, but brings around and then brings his great axe round and slashes across the back of the Spine Devil. It recoils in pain and then is like, it starts to snarl again. And that's the rest of his turn. The Spine Devil, now seeing the situation it's in, is going to use its entire action to disengage. It's going to fly 5.
It does
10,
it bingo
15,
and
20,
Lewis
25.
attacks.
No, because he disengaged its action.
Oh, okay.
40, and it just flies off. And before it goes, I will tell the eye! And it flies off.
Can I
Just
use
flip him off
Eldritch
as he
Spear?
flies
Can
away.
I use Eldritch Spear to hit it in the back? Since the range of mine is 300.
You can certainly try. What's its normal range?
Eldritch Spear, Eldritch Blast's normal range is
And did you choose
120 feet.
You chose sharpshooter,
Yes.
didn't you?
And
Yeah, so-
Eldritch Spear is 300 feet.
Yes, you can just try it. Go ahead. Roll
Yeah.
a d20.
I'm going to attempt
Straight.
that with a. I'm going to attempt that with one.
What's your range on your ability?
I've got 2.
Because it depends on the range on each of them.
Yeah.
I got a 2.
Masera, you bring out your your Eldritch Spear. It bursts with energy as you throw it, and it looks as though it's going to hit. The Spine Devil turns around, and with a burst of fire, slices the Eldritch Spear in 2, and it just breaks apart. It's something you've never seen done before. It's very weird.
How far away is it, Jordan?
From you, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, about 60 to 70 feet.
I am going to
70 feet.
form a line of 3 magical projectiles and throw all 3 magic missiles at him. Because they're a guaranteed hit.
What's the range?
120 feet.
As that normal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, deal your damage. Seeing as you bring out the magic missiles, look towards your target. You see him just currently flying for his life out of the distance, and you fire the magic bolts.
3d4 plus 3.
Yeah.
That's 15.
15. You hit the creature. You don't kill it, but you almost. As it gets hit, you see it stagger, and as it eventually tries to make its staggering, that's the word. But it does eventually make its way out of range, another 40 feet away. One Spine Devil left alive.
I'm all about this combat twice.
Since it's only another 40 feet away, that's still in range of me, so can I try again?
And of me.
Well, you're currently here, so for you, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 165 feet out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. That's 140, 40. That's 140 feet.
That's well in range for me.
That's 125 feet, yeah.
Yeah, that's well in range for me.
60 plus 80, 40. Yeah, it's 145 feet out away. So yeah, for both of you, it's a bit too far out. Unless you wanted to try disadvantage, Tom.
I'll try again because the
Okay.
range for the spear is 300.
Okay, so
I'll give it another go.
So throw your Eldritch Spear, this time at disadvantage. Add your spell attack modifier.
My spell attack modifier is. Let me find it. 4? No,
Yep.
6. Which one's disadvantage? Just at the d20.
It's D20, roll both.
You roll it twice, and then you take the lowest number.
13. For fuck's sake.
2. It always
Yeah.
happens.
You
Damn
throw your
it!
spear out again, and you throw it, and this time it just flies, and you see it's about to hit the Spine Devil when it staggers and it just goes overhead.
Did you not take Magic Missile as a spell?
Yeah, and so the Spine Devil and then
Magic
escapes
Missile's
you.
really handy to use. Because you could fire, it's 3 instant hit D4 plus 1 projectiles.
And,
Great.
the Spine Devil sinks out of view.
Damn.
So yeah, all these guys are dead. Yeah, Cal moves away from the mast, and Bingo moves away as well.
That's going to be a nice chunk of XP at the end of the session.
Do you, Kevin,
Well,
are you
for
going to
you.
move off the other ship and dislodge
I am
the
going to claim this boat as my own.
Okay,
This is now my boat.
so, you take the mast, and flip the boat round.
The mast
This-
should... Is the mast at that side of the boat?
Sorry, not the mast. Yeah. Oh, sorry, on that side. I know what I'm talking about. It's at the helm. Sorry, the mast.
The hell?
Um,
Because the mast
This-
a bit in the middle.
dislodging the 2 metal hooks.
It's annoying that on this boat it's the top deck, and at this boat it's the bottom deck. You can see.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't draw
That's
that one,
fine
by the
because
way.
there's boat. Yeah, I know. I assumed you didn't draw that. Otherwise, your artists have gone.
I'll be drawing better soon.
Yeah, you can redraw that boat if you'd like. Just keep the dimensions and make it.
But yeah. So what are you going to name this ship? I'll give you a second. But currently you have 2 sets of ballista on either side of the ship. So essentially, where these boats would be, there is a ballista here, a ballista here, a ballista there, and a ballista there.
I got some
Loaded.
massive battleship here, and it's great.
Well, that ship has 3 ballista.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
yours has 1 more ballista than that does, but it has large metal hooks.
If you
I'm
plan,
undecided. Yeah.
Okay.
if you plan on turning it into a flying ship, you could call it something like the SS Cloud Rider or something like that.
We can rechristen it if we end up making it fly.
You could always call it the Sea
Sure.
Strider.
Ooh,
That's boring. I want something more creative than that.
Okay. So by this point, Cal then jumps over to the other side of the ship, and he kind of takes a seat at this new ship. And between the lot of you, you have these 2 ships under your command. And I think that's a pretty good point to end the session. I think it's a little early, but yeah, it's a good point.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah,
early,
10 minutes.
not
Well,
bad.
it's a good place to end the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Finally
we now have,
getting my own boat.
we have a new boat, which I wasn't expecting, but there we go.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Then I hope you
Thank
enjoyed
you
this.
all for watching. For those who are new, please make sure to stay around, follow us, and if you did enjoy, make sure to send me a tweet or something.
And thank you for our new player Tom for joining us. Thank you.
And welcome,
I will be
Sean.
back again, don't worry.
Oh, you don't have a choice.
Don't you worry.
I'm actually behind you with a gun to your head.
Oh, is this a soul binding contract?
Yes, it's a soul binding contract, just like the sword
Okay.
or the glaive. Anyway, so if you enjoyed, please make sure to follow us and tell your friends. Spread the word of this awesome stream, and we shall see you next week on Tuesday at 7:30 for more Dungeons and Dragons: Shadows of Emberhold.
See you then!
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And